Welcome to Imperfectly Made Crafts. We're starting today in our kitchen at our sink with a beer. The craft I'm doing today is going to require several beer cans. It does not, however, require the labels on the beer cans, and I'm going to be removing those today. Now, luckily, for anyone who's purchasing at craft breweries often, you know that these are actually stickers and can be peeled off. They take just a little bit of work to get them peeled. Then you're left with a nice clean can, except now, well, it's a little sticky. That is where this stuff comes in. If you've never heard of Goo Gone, it is amazing. It'll take off any sticky residue from any kind of sticker or adhesive. It's fantastic. You're gonna take a fair amount on here, and then you just kind of rub it in a little bit, get some of those spots that are a little bit stickier. This stuff feels very greasy, but it smells like orange clean. Still feeling some of the sticky spots. So we'll rinse off the first batch, a little bit of dish detergent to take all that grease off. The denting could be a slight issue for you. You'll notice I'm still having a few spots. I'm going to continue cleaning until that's nice and clean and clear. Here is a freshly cleaned can. As you can see, I've gotten the sticky off and everything. By the way, if you get super glue on your fingers, this stuff works too because it's an adhesive remover. You have to use it for a long time, but it works. So this was great for removing super glue from our fingers and for removing the sticky off of these cans. I'm going to show you how I got the lid off next, and you know, I just use a regular old hand can opener for this. All you do, hold it very, very tight, and you'll hear it click through. As you go around, I found it sometimes misses a spot. Let's hope this one doesn't. Yeah, it missed a spot. But it broke back through, and it got all the way through there. Let's try and go over that spot it missed a couple times to make that as thin as possible so I can break through it. We have just a smidge. Oh yeah, be really careful because of sharp edges, by the way. Definitely got a couple little cuts from this, and it's really not that fun. I did get the lid off, the top off. You'll notice there's a teensy little bit there that's sticking out, and that is quite sharp, so be careful. Pretty much take any metal utensil. We have silverware that has really thick handles to it, so I'm just going to use this and press that down and force it back against the edge of the can. Most people won't be reaching their hands in, and if you press it down hard enough, it won't matter if they reach their hands in because they're not going to get stuck by this. So I pressed it down tight against the edge, and it's good to go. So there is our cleaned and unlidded can, ready for painting. I can't believe I've gotten this far in the video and I haven't done a beer pour yet. What am I doing? That's terrible. I have Sycamore Timber Sabro. This is a hazy session India Pale Ale with Cryo Mosaic and Cryo Sabro. And this is from Black Lung Brewing Company, who we're making these lovely music lanterns for. Way down yonder in the Sycamore Timber, there's a beer with fruitiness, pininess, and a little dank. You found that beer. Gross. Now this is one we didn't get to try because they didn't have it on tap at the tap room. They only had it in cans, so we made sure to take some home. Ooh. I think I went a little overboard on that pour, don't you? That's 4 fingers right there.
That's a knob.
It's not a knob head pour. I didn't go that far.
Continental.
A knob Continental? Sounds like a really bad car. I just smell hops. A little bit of juice. That was one of the most awkward things I've ever seen you do. You just sniffed my phone. I know what you were trying for, but that was really funny. Okay. Smelling the mosaic hops more. They're
like
stronger in this one. You want to smell? Not through the...
I do like that.
I don't learn. So, anyway, I'm diving in. Cheers, everyone. Very light-bodied, very hot summer day drinkable. Hop finish, not lingering, and the beginning was juice. I definitely got some citrus going, but not like overpowering juice bomb. This was just a little bit of juice, just to take the edge off the hop. And it's funny because the scent is so much more hoppy than the flavor, but the balance is really nice in this. The can art, really pretty. They have a lot of really interesting looking cans. Oh, art by Matt-Mays. Matt Mays did the can art for this one. If you're actually watching the rest of this video, you'll see I changed clothes and hairstyles several times because this craft took me several days to accomplish. This is not the only beer that I drank while making this craft, but this one is absolutely phenomenal. My gosh, if you're in the Chicagoland area, give Black Lung a try. They have some really, really great brews. Josh is doing an amazing job. Prost. Back to the craft. Welcome back to my garage. So I have 3 cans here, tops removed, and these 3 I'm going to be painting black. I will need to use some masking tape first and get the tops covered up because I don't want the paint to get inside. I want the inside to say bright silver. I just want the outside to be a flat black, which I'm going to be using words are fun, flat black spray paint. I'm going to want to tape right around that silver rim. I want to keep the silver rim on top of the lantern, and then the inside has to stay completely silver. Everything else needs to be painted black. I am going to get to taping. It's not a great camera angle. I'll see what I can do. Pull up a piece of tape long enough to go around the top. Line it up with the edge. Press it in to keep that top part very, very silver. Now I'm actually going to press the tape down inside, press it along the top as well. Then I'm going to take 3 more pieces and seal off the top. Here's the second one. I don't need to seal it down on the sides, just straight across. I can paint from underneath, but I do want to pull it tight so there's no bowing, so the pieces stick together. So I'm going to go all the way around the edge, make sure it's nice and tight. I'm going to do the other 2, and then we'll get to painting. I got all the cans taped. The spray paint has been shooken, and I'm gonna get to painting. Woo! Did not anticipate that problem. All right, how am I gonna handle that? Huh. All right, this could be interesting. Can't get the spray paint too close or it'll knock the whole can over. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Always make sure to use spray paint in a well-ventilated area. Now I probably will do more than 1 coat on these, just to make sure I have full coverage. But boy, they really want to tip over. Huh. Wait for those to dry. Dries to touch in 20 minutes. To handle in 1 hour, and fully dry in 24 hours. I'm gonna give these an hour, take a peek. Coat number 2. I hope you can hear our lovely cicadas going crazy out here. All right, here we go. I think that'll do. I'm gonna let these sit for another hour or two, and I can get going on my Dremel tool, cutting these babies up.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum?
Drum.
Not drum, Drem.
Oh.
Dremel is different. Let's take a look. Ooh, I like the flat black. That is so pretty. I think that turned out really nice. Let's get the tape off and see. Oh, I think the inside's still silver. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's not perfect, but
Would you
gosh, I
call
really
it
like that.
imperfect?
Yeah, it's imperfect, which is perfectly me. Completely silver inside. Oh, I kind of like the peeling of painter's tape. There's something very satisfying about it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These cans look so cool. You ready for the peel? Everyone ready? Everyone ready? Here we go. Oh, I had a little extra tape on this one. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. It's ridiculous how happy that makes me. All 3 cans turned out good! I'm so excited! Alright, we're ready to move on to the next step. We gave plenty of time for our paint to dry. I'm making these lanterns with the idea of having music notes cut into them. So you have the black can and you see the silver inside and it'll be lit from inside. We picked up some of these off Amazon, just little tea lights. These ones are actually color changing, which I thought was kind of cool. So every 3 seconds it switches to a different color. I don't want the flame to actually show when it's sitting in the can, so I need to have the cutout higher than where the candle sits. I'm sure there's a proper way to actually measure this. I am not gonna do that because I'm imperfect. I'm gonna kind of eyeball it a little bit just based on how high that goes, where that sits. So I want my design to be higher than right there. I'm going to make a tiny pencil mark so I know that that is the absolute bottom of where my design can go. Pencil on black paint is difficult to see. I've chosen an 1/8 note to start with, and I'm actually going to freehand sketch this because I do enjoy sketching. If you wanted to print out a picture of a music note or something and tape it on there to do your sketch, that works too. Here we go. Another thing I've noticed in my practicing with the Dremel tool is the fact that if you make the stem of the music note too thin, it becomes very hard to make it a straight, nice design. Sadly, that has to be kind of a thick stem on your music note. Also, giving yourself sharp corners makes the dremeling much more difficult. I'm gonna do 2 more music notes on the other 2 cans, and then I'm going to get started on the Dremel. There is the 8th note. I did a double 8th note. And I did a 1/4 note. I am not going to teach anyone how to use power tools on this channel. The fact that I just learned to use the Dremel 1 week ago is enough reason why I should not be teaching anyone else how to use one. I will say, for safety's sake, please don't do this in your kitchen like I did when I was practicing, because you get little metal dust everywhere. And don't forget to wear protective eye gear because it kicks up little metal pieces and I don't want anyone getting hurt trying to do this. Be safe, learn from someone who really knows. So as you can see, that's not a perfect circle. It's not intended to be because this doesn't give me a perfect circle. The other tool, the grinding tool, that one's going to be where I get my circle cleaner. I'm gonna do the other two with this blade and then I'm gonna switch over. There's the rough cut. So you can see I've got some rough edges there, definitely. And do be careful while you're doing this that you don't catch yourself, because if you've seen some of my previous crafts, you'll know aluminum cuts are not fun. I do not recommend. I'm moving on to the grinding tool. I will get back with you when these are all ready to go. As I was using the Dremel tool and I got nice and close on the edges, it actually gave the edges a little shine to them, which I think makes it a little bit cooler. So I'm actually not going to do a repaint. I thought I would have to. I thought I would make a lot of mistakes and I'd have to go back in and fix it, but I actually didn't have too much trouble, except my arm got tired from the vibrations. So I have a couple mistakes, like there's a little one right there. But overall, I think they turned out pretty well. There's a couple spots where I just kind of went offline a little bit, but I kind of like how they turned out. And here's the first one I drew as well. So that little edge there needs to be bent back down. It buckled up while I was dremeling. Let's just give this an eyeball, shall we? Pop that down in there. See if I can get it to land on its butt. We've used the Dremel tool. We've got our cans cut. Looking good. However, what you'll notice is inside the can there is some residue, or it's more like dust from the aluminum that's kind of stuck inside. So make sure to give your cans a good rinse so that you don't have any of that aluminum dust inside the cans when we go to do the rosin. Once the tea light's lighting the inside, it's going to be a really pretty effect, and you don't want that residue on there ruining that effect.
You're over there.
Where are you?
I was just filming the empty sink.
Where are you pointing? What are you doing, babe? You had one job. Now, I will also recommend, because you're about to put rosin in here, to dry them out thoroughly so you don't have any extra moisture messing with the rosin as it hardens. Now, I will admit freely, I have never used rosin before. We were anticipating using approximately, 3 ounces, was it?
Just about.
Just about 3 ounces. So we're not anticipating using a lot of rosin. So we bought a very small kit. Came with instructions. We have read all of the instructions because that's what you should do when you're trying to do things like this. I will admit, getting the inside of the can dried out is not as easy as I thought it was going to be, because the paper towel is getting caught on my cuts.
And you don't want to cut yourself and get blood on the inside, because
Yeah.
then you gotta do it all over.
Yeah, that would stink. Or you need to color the rosin red. Just painting the buildings red.
Oops, you're over there.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
over
looking
here.
down here.
His eyes are in the right spot. The hand with the camera, not necessarily. But you know, he's my cameraman.
You get for what you pay for.
That is true.
You
Well,
get what you pay for.
I'll tell you what, darling, I've frickin' paid. I pay every darn day. That's not true. You're a pretty good husband. Most of the time.
Just not a good cameraman.
Not a great cameraman. Alright, here we go. We are doing some rosin work here. Again, I have never used rosin before. It came with gloves. I'm going to wear them. I have a tendency to follow instructions a little too closely sometimes, but It makes me feel better. I would like to point out my lovely Black Lung shirt here. Super cute. Picked it up when we were there filming. We've got our 2 different types. We've done our measurements, figured out how much we needed, and by first using water in the bottom of the cans and measuring how much water we needed to cover that concave bottom to the can. And we did the math for these based on their instructions, which I do have right here because I really want to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I need 50 milliliters of this, 50 milliliters of this, pour them together, mix them for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna do 4. She wants to put in some coloring, so we're gonna make the rosin a reddish color. Not necessary, but just something we want to do because it's fun. And then we're going to pour it into the cans, and then it takes fully cured after 24 to 48 hours. So I have to wait 24 hours before I can set the candle in there, just to be on the safe side. Probably be fine after 6, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to screw up one of the candles and get it stuck in there and have to start all over with a new can. I'm gonna get to the measuring, then we're gonna get to the mixing, and I already mentioned the coloring.
It's in a box.
Yeah.
It's going to take time to take it out of the box. When you're mixing, time is of the essence.
You are correct. So I should probably get out the coloring first. I want to do red. Am I supposed to put it in now or when I'm mixing it?
I have no idea.
Does it have a seal on it? No, it does not. Okay.
Let's do 1 drop now.
1 drop now?
Yeah.
Can't hurt, right? I hope. 1 drop. Oh, it also says to do this in a well-ventilated area, which is why we're still out in the garage for this craft. Ooh, that does have a strong smell, doesn't it?
No.
Very piney smell. It smells like hops.
Right? You gotta mix them.
I understand that. Can I set it down first?
Stop wasting time.
Bossy pants. All right, A and B. Mixing together. And food coloring.
Very good.
Only 1 drop.
Yeah.
No, I want more.
2 drops.
2 and 3. 3 drops. So we're gonna get to mixing.
Timer.
Oh yeah, timer, start. I had set a 4-minute timer.
This is a food coloring. Didn't change it too much. I mean, it definitely is red.
Oh yeah. There's definitely a color difference.
Ooh, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it looks like Kool-Aid, you're right.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It'll harden in your esophagus and you die. So we have the cans over on the floor because we wanted a super flat surface for when we pour into the cans. Now we only have 3 cans. I only need to get high enough to cover that concave bottom, and I have to be very careful to try not and get this on the sides, insides of the can, or the outsides of the can, straight onto the bottom. So that's going to be a little tricky. Just enough to cover the bottom. A little bit higher. Okay. Take a drip. This one has a little less than the other 2. And I'm basing that off of the lightness of the concave, the top of the concave part of the can. It looked very light in this can and not as light in the others. Now I'm going to move out of the way so Chip can get a good view. I kind of like the color. It's just kind of a pinky color, but I'm good with that. So now we let this dry for 24 hours. Most people looking at these will never see the inside of the bottom. Now I'm putting it like this so that the candle sits flat. That's the only reason I'm using rosin here. But I think it's gonna turn out pretty good. I'm really excited about this craft. I can't wait to see how they turn out with the candle and everything done. So, neat. Those turned out pretty good. This craft was really a blast to make. We had so much fun going through all the steps and getting them just the way we wanted. It was an awful lot of fun, especially doing it together. We wasted absolutely no time in getting back to Black Lung Brewing Company. We saw Josh, the owner and head brewer, and made sure to give him his gift, the lanterns, which he sweetly put up on the shelf while we were there. Do check out Black Lung Brewing Company because they are fantastic.
Why are you giving me the bird upside down?
You probably deserve it.
Whoops.
Are you seriously pointing other places again? We literally just spoke about this. And this is messier. He's putting the camera right in front of my face, so that's why that looks messy. Thank you for that, Chew, while I'm trying to show them what I'm doing.
I help.
Well, you're the one who got super glued to the table, so I don't know about that.
And don't worry, it came out of my hair.
It did. It
Only
did.
2 washes.
Bull.
Maybe 3.
Stop showing the water in the sink. It's weird. No one cares to see the water sitting in our sink. And I'm filming. But I'll tell you, there's few things funnier in life than watching your husband glue himself to a table. That's... I never thought I'd get the chance to say that sentence, but I'm really happy that I can, because that was great.
Ooh, what's down there?
Would you quit filming our drains, weirdo?
Ow! To the step.
Yeah, there's stairs there, babe. You're not gonna sniff it again.